Okay, so we're going to talk about how to do the color changes for our different colorways, including the background color as well. One quick tip is to do research as well about different colorways that might work for your print. I'm going to use this animal print. It's only 3 colors. I have an orange colorway here. I'm ready to go, but I need 2 other colorways. I think it's a good rule of thumb to do a warm colorway, a blue one, and a neutral. Play with that, and then do more from there, but that's kind of a good start. There's lots of places to look for color inspiration, especially today with Pinterest. One I used to use is Cooler, kind of a user, people would upload different color stories here, and it was a widget on my computer, so when I click this little button, the Cooler app would come. And once you sign in, you can explore different themes. So I just might type in, let's see, I'll try Bowers Museum. That's really specific, but let's see if something comes up. Nope, doesn't come up. What if we just did museum? I was thinking. Yeah, all these colorways came up for museum. So it's kind of funny because if you've done enough design research, you might be in a mood, you know, so you can kind of type that in. Or maybe you can just do something general like summer. It's like a season, summer colors, you know. So anyways, this is kind of fun because then if there's colorways I like that I think is fun, let's see. What if I just did like, what's a band? Like One Direction. Maybe not everyone's favorite band. That's the only one I can think of right now. Let's see if there's any. Look at that. This color story is directed to them. So, so I just screenshot it. One that I think is sort of interesting. I go to Illustrator and I paste it. I also, other places to look for inspiration, maybe just your favorite store, obviously Pinterest. You might even just go like, you know, Urban Outfitters. And maybe there's some outfit, like maybe you really like the color story of this little romper, so just screenshot it. Maybe we should try a yellow ground one. And then don't forget, I did give you guys lots of inspiration websites to look for. So let's see, it should be in here. Websites that inspire. This is something you want to collect too. If you find websites that inspire you, just find a place to keep a list of them all. Let's see here. Prints and graphics. Print and pattern. There might be a color one too.
Those colors came from a Picasso painting.
Yeah, you can do that. Like find a Picasso painting, anything really. If you want a tonal blue one, I don't know. But all these links will take you to websites that might have even more inspiration too. Maybe this is inspiring to you. I don't know. Okay. But anyways, I like to collect some options before I start changing my colors. So I have a little bit of direction. So I'm not just pulling stuff out of thin air. Okay, so my print is done. Now the way this person set it up, they have their print is actually a clear background. I actually find it easier when my background color is inside of my print tile. Okay, so a lot of you guys I know drew your artwork like this, where you don't have a background color. So the thing we should do is go to your print swatch and pull it out. And then there's all your vector stuff. See all the vector lines? Where this, the only vector lines, there's only like 4 vector points, 4 anchor points, because it's a fill, but these are the actual vector lines. And then look for that clear box. There it is, right? Double click because it's grouped.
How did you find it?
I kind of hovered over it and I can see it. I just sort of see it. I'm assuming that's probably the clear box. That's the repeat. You see it? That thin line?
But hovering over it is what highlighted it?
Oh, clicking it. Actually, I did select it with the black arrow. And then when it wasn't selected, I see how I hovered over it. It kind of popped up as so when I selected it like this, so I kind of visually could find it. Okay, it's probably right here. That's probably it. I deselected it and I go to get it. There it is. Now, problem is when I clicked it, everything is selected because it's grouped. So how can I temporarily ungroup it? I can go File, Ungroup, or Object Ungroup. That's going to take a long time because then I have to regroup it. So a quicker way is just to double click. Click, click. And temporarily ungrouped it. There, look at that. Now I selected this box. Okay, look at that. It has no fill and no stroke. I bet you that's my clear box, right? So I'm just going to copy it. What's a keyboard shortcut to copy? Or Command C if you're on an Apple. Okay, now it's selected. If I hit Command F, what would happen? On the very front layer, it pasted on the front layer of whatever's selected. So if my clear box is selected and I hit Command F, my clear box is still the bottom layer, which is very important. But now this guy is one layer from the bottom layer. And he doesn't have to be clear. He can be whatever color. Now I'm going to double click. And that got me out of the grouping. So now when I select it, I can select the whole group. And I'm going to put it back in our swatch palette. I'm going to click, drag, and drop it. Okay, let's test it out. Changing that fill to my new one. Boom, it has an orange background. Okay, so I think that's a nice, easy way to worry about it. Another option, I mean, it doesn't, you could always just make a huge background color. Oopsies. And just say object, arrange, send to the back. But you just need your clear box to be on the very bottom layer. So an oversized box will work too, as long as the clear box is on the bottom layer. Does that make sense? Clear box is kind of confusing, I know. Okay. All right. So here we go. Here's my print tile. It's in repeat. I'm happy. He's actually here in my swatches. So let's say I like my little orange colorway. I'm going to click, drag, and drop it. Now I'm going to make a new one. And it's best to use your Magic Wand tool. Magic Wand, memorize this. Keyboard shortcut. Y. Letter Y. Why? I don't really know. Does the letter Y kind of look like a Magic Wand stick? Maybe? Decide in your head. Yes, it does, so you can remember forever. But it's really handy. You just want to hit the letter Y, and boom, you have the Magic Wand. However, you do need to double click this guy because it defaults to a tolerance of not 0. We actually wanted 0 because if it's at 32 and you click in orange, it's going to select all the colors that are sort of orange. And that's not good in a print because sometimes you do have 3 shades of orange or 3 shades of red. So, so I change it to 0. My print only has fills. I don't have strokes in my print. I think that's an easier way to work. Once you're done, I do recommend changing your strokes to only be fill. So for example, if you had like a line or whatever, like you have this circle and it had an orange fill, select it. See how it has a stroke? It's kind of annoying to have to go change your stroke colors and your fill colors. It's nice to only work in one level. So anything that's a stroke, I recommend selecting it and then going to object and hit expand. Expand, I think stroke. Let's see if I get that right. There we go. So now it's actually a fill. And if you look at it, brilliant. It has like the strokes are on the outside. This really small. See, before it was just a line, and then once I expanded it, it kind of changed it to be a fill.
And that's better than just using a bigger stroke?
I think once you go into color changing, it's just very convenient to only have to change the fill and not also have to change the stroke. Because then you're going back and forth, and it's harder, like with the Magic Wand, you just use the Magic Wand, and it selects everything that's black. Always else, if you use the Magic Wand and you have a black fill and black stroke, then it's like, okay, well, you use the Magic Wand, you change everything with the black fill. Okay, now you have to use the Magic Wand and find everything that has a black stroke. It's more work. So I think for beginning class, this will actually make your life easier. It's a suggestion. You don't have to do it, though. That's just a tip. Okay. So mine is that way. I don't have any strokes to worry about. Okay, so so Magic Wand. One, I can change my background color. Maybe I'll try this yellow. You hit the letter I, and look what pops up. The eyedropper tool. So not the letter E, the letter I. So remember your eyeball, I. And boom, I got it. I stole that yellow. Now what I copied is pixeled. Okay, so my background color was selected. See how it's selected? I hit I, and I turned into the eyedropper tool. And I want to copy this yellow. I'm going to zoom in. You notice there's a lot of different yellows, all these boxes, so it really depends which one you pick. This yellow is a totally different yellow than this one over here. So that's a tricky thing when you are stealing colors from a photograph. You might get a different shade than what you want. So it's not a bad idea to zoom in and say, oh, actually, I think I like the darker yellow. Whatever. Anyways, when I clicked it, it copied it. I stole that yellow. Okay? So now I'm going to hit the letter Y. And boom, I have a magic wand again. I'm going to change all these white things. See how everything's white? There's no question mark. Everything that's white is selected. If there's a question mark, I would have selected white and off-white and other. I don't want that. I want only white. And maybe I'll change it all to blue from this print. So what keyboard shortcut should I hit now to steal that blue? I. Let's try that blue. That's the blue I stole. Let's see how it looks. Okay. I'm going to hit the letter A, and I'm going to click the background. So deselected my art so I can look at it. Okay. Maybe I don't like it. Maybe it's kind of too dusty. I can always double click it and open this up and, you know, make it a little brighter. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now, how do I change the black? What keyboard shortcut should I hit right now? Y. Boom. Okay, everything that's black is selected. I see that. Oh, which should my last color be? Should it be that pink or maybe just white? Don't know. Pink color? Okay, I'm going to steal the pink. That's kind of red. Let me try it again. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I hit Command 0 to zoom out. Letter A to click the artboard. All right, there it is. Do I like it? I don't know. Maybe this is too orange. I'm going to click this. Make it more yellow. I don't know. Anyways, once I'm done, click, drag, drop, back to swatches. Boom, I got a second colorway. Okay. So maybe I actually don't like this swatch after all. Man, let's try my One Direction swatch. So why don't I do red background? Okay. That's kind of cool. I like it already. And maybe instead of these, I can either do tonal red or maybe I do the tonal blue. That's cool. I like that one better than the yellow one. Click, drag, drop. Okay. So that's really how you do it. You just use the magic wand to make things easy for you. And then and you might want to pull up a CAD you've already drawn so you can kind of see like what it looks like in a garment as well. Ooh, this is looking a little funny. Oh well, whatever. Okay. Not my best work. But anyways, let's see. Okay, that's fine. It's kind of nice to merchandise them together. Okay, this is like all clashing. This is horrible. This is not good. You kind of want them to like look sort of nice together. I definitely got to get rid of this yellow one. I don't know if it's working. I don't know. But you know, I should do a black colorway with gray spots on it too, probably. I think that would look a lot nicer. At this stage, if you want to go ahead to scale it, you can play with the scale like if it was in a dress. Again, once you have the right CAD that you actually like. Not this ugly one that I don't really know.
You did that last?
The scale? Yeah, I guess so. Well, we're gonna, yeah. It's up to you. I mean, you could do all the colorways first if you want.
There, if you're making the scale smaller, it's still...
Yeah, it'll still be there no matter what. It doesn't change anything. It's just only on the CAD. So I can hit the letter S, and that changes it to scale. And if I hold the little squiggle line underneath the escape button, you can click and drag, and it will rescale it. It's a good idea to also hold Shift so it stays proportional.
Wow.
If you don't have control on the keyboard to do that, you can go Object, Transform, Scale, and play with it here and just say Transform your patterns only. So make sure this is not checked. Usually this is default checked. Make sure it's not. None of these should be checked. Only this. And then change it. Let's make it bigger. Let's say, I don't know, like 225%, and then hit preview. That's cool, oversized. Maybe it's too oversized. Try 80%. So that's another way to scale if you're having trouble using the keyboard shortcuts. Say okay. So object transform scale. Okay, or it's the letter S, keyboard shortcut, and then you just hold the squiggle line and shift. Just hit it, kind of like you hit P for pen tool and V for the selection tool or I for the eyedropper. Yeah, the shift and the squiggle have to be held. It's right underneath the escape tool.
Oh, okay.
I kind of forgot the name. I used to know. Tilde. Yeah, tilde. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so that's it. Any other questions? How to do the colorways? So yeah. Should be a lot of, I think so. It's gonna be way easier than making your repeat. So again, if you do have a lot of strokes in it, for example, okay. So let's say right now, this is your working repeat. You have this black stroke on all of it, and you want to change the black outline. You can double click your magic wand tool. Oh, mine is already open. And you can say, instead of the fill color, match the stroke color. Change your tolerance to 0, and then click it, and then anything that has a black stroke will be selected. You can do that too. And then you can go in and change your stroke color. It's more work. I do think it's easier to just keep it simple and do fills, but that's an option as well. So again, that's here, fill color or stroke color. You can even do both. Make sure only select things that have the same fill and stroke. Having them both. You can see all the options. Play around with it, test it. Don't trust me. Do it yourself and see what happens. So. Yeah, because otherwise else the computer won't know what you want to change colors unless you select it. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's save this and I'll upload it to YouTube.